Spinal health, as you can imagine, is extremely important. Without a healthy spine, we have a lot of pain, we have a lot of disabilities, and a lot of issues as far as our overall generalized health, even beyond the physical, okay? So if you have issues with your spine, it's important that you figure out what's going on and how to improve those, how to improve the range of motion, the strength of your spine, and the overall integrity of the joints in your spine. So we're gonna go into a drill that's going to assess where your current spinal control, spinal movement is, and let us know kind of where some weaknesses or imbalances lie. Now it's gonna look like a typical cat-cow from a yoga class, but we're gonna do it in a very controlled and very specific manner. And what I want you to think is you're going to move one vertebrae at a time. So you'll either start at your neck or at your hip, and it'll be one vertebrae moving after the other in sequence. And what this is going to teach you is disassociation of those vertebrae. Basically what I mean is the ability to disassociate your spine as a whole from individual units of that spine, because the spine should be able to move as one piece, but it also should be able to dissect into sections and also individual pieces that move on their own. And having that joint interdependence and joint independence is going to allow you to have a healthy, happy, and long-lasting spine. Okay, so I'm going to get into the cat-cow. What we do here is we get our knees directly underneath us like so. We get our hands directly underneath us like so. And then initially we just want to focus on the breathing, and as we focus on that, we're going to round out, pushing the floor away, tucking our hips underneath, and squeezing our abs. So I'm really trying to get as round through my spine as I possibly can. This first one, we're going to start at the hips going both ways, okay? So I'm going to start at my hip, pulling at that bottom vertebrae down near my hips, my low back, moving up the lower back, into the mid back, keeping my hands pressed through so that my upper back is still rounded, like so. Keeping my chin tucked, moving into my upper back, still pressing through the floor. Upper back, upper back, upper back, neck, 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 look up. And we're going to move from the hip again. So we're going to tuck the hips under, trying to keep the upper back arched. Continuously tucking under, tucking under, tucking under, tucking under, moving into the upper back. Boom, chin tuck, like so. So that'll be one, and then we'll work from the other direction. We'll work from the head down and the head up. So it'll look like this. I'm going to look up. I'm going to allow, keeping my belly tight so that my lower back does not arch. I'm going to allow my upper back to start to arch, to extend, my mid back, like so, and then finally into my lower back. And now we're going to tuck chin, we're going to round the upper back, really pushing through the floor, mid back, lower back, and hips, okay? So the big thing there is to try to really slow down the movement, try to really control each piece and each component of the movement, and really feel where you start to struggle. Do you struggle to move your hips? Do you struggle to move your neck? Is there one direction that's harder than the other? Maybe it's holding the lower back rounded while extending the upper back. Maybe it's holding the upper back rounded while extending the lower back. Okay, those are all things to keep in mind. Another important note is try to avoid shifting, swaying, or rotating through your hips. If needed, you can take a small ball or a yoga block, place it between your knees, and squeeze into it for a little extra abdominal pressure. But the main thing is squeeze here, and that's going to solidify that positioning. So like everything that we do, think about taking that breath in, exhaling the breath out, and then breathing low into the belly and trapping it there, getting a good hard abdominal contraction.